Ang obrahan ko sa talat, ang mag-report kaninyo kang added accomplishment. This is not only my accomplishment. Without you guys, wala dyan ang ating mga hinimuan sa 100 days. Ang gusto ko nga i-emphasize. Of course, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our acting municipal Vice Mayor, Honorable Casimira de la Cruz, and our SB members, Honorable SB Jennifer Tatoy, Honorable James Bimbol Kapindit, Honorable Rexio Stan, Honorable Manuel de la Cruz, Honorable Lia Agnes Pijanco, Honorable Susan Discute, Honorable Rosario Pisayco, and our heads of offices, members of Philippine National Police, employees, my fellow workers in government, mayagid nga aga ka natin yung tanan. Gusto ko daan niya umpisahan sa Sangkadyo. Ako'y pagit yung makadlaw ko mo. Yun, kita nyo. May permigi na share ng mga post nga which is ginanamian gina po. No? Ang isa rato ka to, a leader must not divide. Kinanglan magugpong kang anang mga kaimaw. Which is very correct. Kinabalong rin na. Joke niya ha. Digya sa munisipyo, 85% kauna hindi ka nakin. Because I united you all people here, 100% hindi rin ka nakin. Anyway, bago kayo na joke na June 30, exactly 113 days ago, I assumed office. But today, I am about to address to everyone the achievements and accomplishments done by the local government of Bugasongnon. But before that, please allow me to give you a bit of history. Before I assumed office, I ran as Vice Mayor during the 2019 elections and was given the overwhelming trust and confidence by the majority of Bugasongnons. I have given the chance to serve because the propaganda we have shown to make change in our governance and making people feel loved by giving them chance to get closer to their government. Hashtag for the love of Bugasong. Due to legal circumstances, by virtue of the provision of Local Government Code, Section 46, this representation is obliged to take all the responsibilities and duties as acting mayor of this municipality from the first day of our term. I was unprepared then, but an act of saying no is a neglect on my part. But in no choice of saying yes, I have not expected such heavy loads that have been put on my shoulders. With added challenges coming from people who are not comfortable with our style of governance, we were still able to deliver our utmost effort for our bosses, the Bugasongnons. Here are your humble accomplishments. I believe that cleansing within our employees, within us, is very important before we serve our people. First, during the first flag ceremony, I addressed the matters of the municipal employees loitering under the mango tree during office hours, or as what people commonly refer to as standby. The order is to avoid loitering on account of following office hours and to show the image of productivity of the government and its personnel. Upon following the order, I would like to say thank you to the people who abided by the order. However, kung may dyan panganabilin and they failed to act accordingly, I had to emphasize and reiterate to them and impose sanctions in a newly written order. And I would like to ask my staff in my office to please pagwata karon ng order. Okay? At least na sa kasulatan dun. Number 2, by virtue of my executive order, we created special bodies such as the school board, health board, zoning board, market board, and etc. Likewise, the Municipal Development Council, Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction Council, Municipal Peace and Order Council, and many others had been created. Number 3, an exigency of service, we were able to designate employees to their respective vital positions for transparent and fast delivery of services for our constituents. Mr. Jose Banjola was designated as Ergo Head, Ms. Herminia Umagap as Disbursing Officer, Ms. Marilo Francisco as Liquidating Officer, and even from our job orders, Mr. Joel Castillon as Head of Task Force in Implementation of the Smoking Ordinance of Bugasongnon, and many others. Number 4, we implement strict compliance of the time out, time in of our employees. No work, no pay basis. Late is considered absent, especially to our job orders personnel. The rule was also observed by your local chief executive by reason of believing that one who has imposed the rule must also act accordingly, and is also to make an example to his personnel. Number 5, in line with the latter mentioned accomplishment, we see to it that salaries and wages of all employees, especially job orders, should be on time. We made sure that we deliver their compensation that they deserve to the fastest possible time. Now I will go to financial management and operation of our town as one of our priorities here as our accomplishment. First, the long overdue problems in our public market has finally been addressed. We have arranged all the vendors into the respective categories, and we gave enough space for hallways, enough space for market goers to go around the public market. Second, we have implemented traffic ordinance of our municipality to give order within the area of public market and population area. Third, it was found out by this representation that there are more than 2.5 million pesos uncollected market stalls, rentals, and rights. With the able leadership of Mr. Jose Banjola, we were able to send demands for payment of the arrears. In consideration of the stall owners' situation, we were able to come up with the agreement on how they pay their arrears. But my dear Bugasongnon, rest assured that I will personally monitor their compliance of that agreement. Fourth, collection of all market stall rentals were 100% collected every month since I assumed office. Number 5, together with our Chairman Committee on Public Market, Honorable S.B. Brixio Ostan, we discovered irregularities on the contract of the leasing and the municipal government in the second floor new building of public market. We invited the presence of the owner and they were informed that the municipal government has been a disadvantage since the contract was made due to the violation of our existing market code. We informed the owner that we will impose the proper rental fees. Number 6, bonded collectors were ordered to exercise due diligence in the remittance so as not to hamper the financial recordings of the treasurer. Number 7, it was a practice before that there is only one person who disburse and liquidate the financial transactions. By virtue of executive order, we designated the disbursing officer and liquidating officer in order to observe, check, and balance in handling the finances of municipality. Number 8, the municipal government sent demands or demand letters to all businesses and establishments that fail to abide by their obligations to our municipal government. My dear fellow workers in government, physical appearance of our town gives the impression of what kind of leaders and people we have in Bugasong. We do so by giving importance to the following activities. Number 1, clearing operations is the most challenging part of our task. Although we are in a low compliance according to the validation of the team created by DILG, it is still passing grade. But then the findings will be our guiding path to challenge ourselves in attaining high compliance for the next validation. After all, it is not only for the sake of complying the memorandum order, but the order of what we think is right for our constituents. Number 2, part of our 20% development fund for 2019 was already obligated. We used the money to purchase the machineries for the solid waste management in order for us to reuse our waste materials. Number 3, infrastructure projects under 20% development fund of 2019 were not yet implemented due to an erroneous entry of names of project in the executive budget that conflicts with the annual investment plan. We take action. We already take action by requesting our legislative body to pass a resolution amending the titles of various projects under 20% development fund of 2019. Number 4, we discovered that we have accumulated amount of 16 million plus unimplemented projects under the 20% development fund of 2015 to 2018. Your local chief executive convened the members of Municipal Development Council to realign those projects into a present demand and priority projects of this administration. Thank you sa Sangguniang Bayan for responding the call to realign the projects. It is now lined up under the Office of the Municipal Engineer to prepare the plans and program of works. Our barangays has been long waiting for those infrastructure projects. Therefore, I am requesting the office concerned to please fast-track the preparation and submit to the Secretariat of Bids and Award Committee for them to start the bidding process. Number 5, with the effort of previous administration under Mayor John Lloyd Pasete, we were able to follow up projects from outside sources such as the DILG. We already paid the 100% and its retention claim of Hatay-Hatay Road project. We also paid 100% and its retention of the Bimok Center of Pangalkagan. And we also paid 56% claim of water supply at Arangpute. Together with the ILG, we inspected the ongoing construction of Sabang East Road. And recently, the contractor of the project expansion of the rural health unit of Bugasongnon asked for 100% payment. Your representation as signatory and accountable person conducted the site inspection, and it was found out that the contractor rendered a very poor finishing works and unfinished work. We sent a letter, as our action of course. We sent a letter request for another round of inspection with our, of course, with our municipal engineer. 1 million worth improvement of our plaza, 5 million worth of Pasalubong Center and Tourism Office. It was facilitated by our tourism officer, Mr. Marvin Rico. Sir, thank you. Number 10. Lastly, I would like to request legislation. Again, duro kita obra. For lot donation for the 7 million worth of fire station from the Bureau of Fire and 11 million worth of Coast Guard office. Ang ginabal ko nga worth the building nga, basi kung magabal ka mga worth ng lote. So amo dyan ang mga ginapropose ng DAC natin. Okay, so we will go to education and health. This is among our priorities. Therefore, we see to it that the activities of schools and health sectors were being catered. Number 1, we were able to employ, correct me if I'm wrong, 18 school board teachers and 8 watchmen that were deployed to different schools, most especially in far-flung barangays, because we believe that the opportunities of education to those children are very important. Number 2, we allocated funds to our municipal meet and cluster meet, and I would like to thank the members of Sangguniang Bayan for responding to my challenge during opening of the municipal meet. Bisan sara kanan daw, wara gid nang hindi. Wara gid ninti reklamo bisan gamay. Nagtugro gid dayon. Thank you gid. Palakpakan natin ang mga SD members. We were able to fund our special education fund projects at the Antique Vocational School for their drainage system. Kat daw na pirmahan ko rin ang engineer, na pirmahan ko rin ang adang purchase revision. So this is already ongoing ang papers para nga maumpisahan. So I hereby directed the Office of Municipal Engineer to facilitate the implementation of projects to other schools as stated in our annual budget under the Special Education Fund. Number 4, through the effort of the previous administration under Mayor John Lloyd Pasete, I was able to witness and receive the Sandugo Award given to our municipality, and I would like to commend our Rural Health Unit headed by Dr. Irma Dayon. Number 5, together with the Rural Health Unit again, personnel, we also received the first level 3 and so far the only adolescent-friendly health facility in the province of Antique Award last month in Manila. So my congratulations to all of you. And then to the latter accomplishment, I am happy to report to you that the building of Adolescent Center was groundbreak and soon to start with the help of Engineering Office and GSO. And will be, again, the first to establish, we are the first to establish its own municipal adolescent center in the province of Antique. The project was conceptualized, of course, Mr. Jose Barcelo, and funded by the previous administration under Mayor John Lloyd Pasete in the amount of 300,000 pesos, and that is under 2018 20% development fund. And we added the allocation under our realignment last 2 weeks ago, and then I'm thankful for the approval of the SB in the amount of 150,000 pesos. Another allocation will be coming from cash award of 100,000 pesos, the Department of Health. From the Department of Health, the total of 550,000 pesos ang budget. Pero kulang. ay kinobrahan ko ka estimate to mga 650 to almost 700,000 plus. No? Sige lang, we will work on the budget lang kung anong kulang, budgetan pa rin natin. I would like to inform you that the implementation of this project, the Adolescent Center, is by administration. In doing so, we can maximize the amount intended, less contractors' profit, and other contingencies. I am willing to help, of course, our municipal engineer, Engineer Bantulo, in supervising the project, to make our project more decent and quality work. Number 7, before we assumed office, Mr. Jose Barcelo addressed matters regarding his personal experiences about the effects of smoking, which gathered a lot of attention. One of the statements read from the Post: I was affected by the outcomes of smoking. Our father left us early from smoking too much. That's me. I expressed my support, and within the first week of assumption, we conducted a meeting with the stakeholders. We issued an executive order creating an anti-smoking task force interagency group, otherwise known as ASTIG, headed by Mr. Joel Castillon. I would like to address the untiring support of our working, very supportive, hindi ko mamanan kung anong adjective ko dyan, very supportive SB member, Honorable SB member Jennifer Tatoy. She deserves another round of applause, please. In disseminating, of course, kaimaw ka natin ng mga RHU personnel, the existing ordinance, and also to Mr. Jose Barcelo, kaki-mentionar ko man, to Mr. Romy Zamora, Dr. Adayon, and all members of task force for the job well done. And on November 27, we will finally commence the full implementation of the law. Number 8, I gave orders or request to our MDRRMO that the services of our ambulance is for free, regardless of your status in life, for as long as you are Bugasongnon. It is free of charge. In line with this, MDRRMO and Office of the Mayor provided funds for fuel every time there is a Bugasongnon that needs to be transported. Likewise, through the effort of Sir Neil Bangkaya and Ma'am Irma Paragsa, it is now under procurement process for our new ambulance out of our 5% calamity fund, and hopefully will be of service this coming November. Kaya sir? Good, thank you. Respond yun, no? We go to legislation. Legislation is part and parcel of the development of our town. Every inch of our action as your local chief executive has embodied a piece of legislation. Number 1, smoking ordinance. As I have mentioned, we recommended to the Sangguniang Bayan for amendment and passing a comprehensive smoking ordinance of Bugasong. Number 2, traffic ordinance, recommended for amendment to the Sangguniang Bayan through the chairmanship of SB Brex Ostan. Market code, we recommended for amendment to the Sangguniang Bayan under the committee chair SB Brex Ostan. Revenue code, recommended for amendment also to the Sangguniang Bayan under the committee of finance of SB member Brex Ostan. The workshop on revenue code was conducted last week, and I am hoping that this will be deliberated soon in the session hall. We need to amend this ordinance since it was crafted 7 years ago. Wala rin nagasakay sa bagong trend, no, ang ating ekonomiya sa Panuakang Bugasong. Recommended the amendment of putting more attention or putting more teeth on the matters involving the existing ordinance on prohibition of students in computer shops during class hours. Inanglan din natin dyan. The existing ordinance has a maximum of 300 pesos fine for violators. Sakit pagkagat katigasaw. Okay? So, kung pwede mo nga 5,000, ang maximum nga penalty nga pwede impose ka ng ating local government code. Number 7, pass the annual investment plan and approved by the Sangguniang Bayan. Let's all clap sa Sangguniang Bayan at sa heads of offices na nag-prepare ka natin ng investment plan. Kag i-mention na ko git si Mr. Melbar Pasite under sa office ni Ma'am Ibon Bernardo. Thank you, Ma'am. Thank you, Sir Melbar. Pass the annual investment plan and approved by the Sangguniang Bayan. Again, thank you, Sangguniang Bayan. So, pass the 2020 annual budget last October 15 and giving you assurance, my dear Bugasongnon, with the help of our Sangguniang Bayan members, under the leadership of our Vice Mayor Casimira de la Cruz, that your budget will be approved before end of December and will be operational on the first day of 2020. Because we believe that dancing in the right music will give you good rhythm. Diba? So let's go to our disadvantaged sector. They are the one given attention in our 100 days. Number 1, releasing of aid to indigent in crisis situation is already maximized. We allocated under our supplemental budget number 1 an additional 200,000 pesos. We observed that previous practice, a minimum of 2 weeks before you could claim the support from government, and oftentimes it defeated the very essence of public service. As the saying goes, aanin mo ang damo kung patay na ang kabayo. Under our administration, we were able to release the aid to indigent in 1 day. May mga may mga inadlaw nga para palta due to processing ng ating financial. Number 2, the municipal government, through its allocation under NDRRMO, we were able to extend help in the amount of 10,000 each to a victim of flooding in Barangay Ilawod, victim of tornado, 2 families in Barangay Tagutot North, and 4 families victim of fire in Cubay South. May dyan pa siguro akong ma-mentionar sa nila. Number 3, we see to it that delivery of services is made available at the right time, at the right place, and right people, especially those who are living in the far-flung barangays. In connection with this, I would like to reiterate my order to all offices to observe the timeline in releasing the papers in your office. Do not make delays. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our collective and concerted efforts. I would like to thank the Legislative Department for being always there to support the plans and programs of the Executive Department. Acting Vice Mayor Honorable Casimira de la Cruz, SB members Honorable Susan Iscote, Honorable Itzel James Capendit, Honorable Jennifer Rose Tatoy, Honorable Roberto Bafruto, Honorable Manuel de la Cruz, Honorable Leia Agnes Pijanco, Honorable Brixio Ostan, Honorable Rosario Pisayco, and Honorable Van Heimler Dala. Thank you. Thank you. To all barangay captains and barangay officials, you are not only a recipient of the projects of our municipal government, but you are our partners in bringing our people closer to their government. To all heads of offices and employees, I would like to thank you for your support and understanding. To mention my attitude, I will try my best to meet your expectations without prejudice to the principle of no personal interest and transparency. The Sangguniang Bayan had approved your PBB. Abi ko galing ka to, PNB. PNB. PBB galing. But you deserve more than that. Rest assured that I will support all of these kind of benefits for you for as long as it is within the bounds of existing laws. My appreciation to all your effort, for you are our vehicle fully fueled towards the dreams and aspirations of our beloved Bugasognons. Without you, I would have not accomplished all of this. In governance, it takes all of us to run this vehicle towards the development plan we crafted. Along the way, we encounter obstacles. It might be politics, personal interest, and misunderstandings. But I would like to tell you that even I am unprepared before, I still accepted the challenge, not only because of the mandate of the law, but because I know that you are here to support your local government. I cannot please everybody, and I would like to apologize. I am just an instrument to implement change that you asked for, and eventually my promise during campaign. The change you are asking is not selective. Liwatan ko ha, the change you are asking is not selective. If I change people who are at odds or opposed to my thoughts from the past elections, we have more reasons to follow our battle for change and put our personal thoughts and differences aside. Rest assured, my bosses, the Bugasognons, you have your government that is coming closer to you and leading beside you. As I quoted during my inaugural speech, a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Let me end our report in famous quotation. I'd rather fail of doing something than fall of doing nothing. Thank you very much, and God bless Bugasong.